This is one of the most exciting things about having discussions in a series of this nature, and it just thrills me to no end how you all are really grasping this and understanding the importance of what I've been sharing from my new release about expressing the artistry of you, and how this represents the epitome of expression for evolutionary entrepreneurs like yourself. And for those of you who were a part of my other series where I focused more on the branding aspects, and even though we've talked a lot about that now, um, just in terms of understanding the difference between being a brand and a brand-preneur. Well, for some of you who were in the series for the epitome of empire expression, where I shared from both of my publications, the epitome of brand expression, an introduction to branding through your way of beingness, and also the epitome of empire expression strikes back, and that also is an introduction to authentically expressing your brand through an empire state of beingness. And there was such a great response and great results from the transitioning from the traditional way of branding into being brand expressions. So when we start to embody this more as being brand-preneurs, because the difference between just even being a brand expression as a brand and then also being able to leverage that in entrepreneurship, because obviously every brand is not necessarily considered to be an entrepreneur. But for those who are in business for themselves and want to express and share a lot of what your evolutionary journey has brought you to at this point, and not understanding how to leverage that, and how do you take all of who you have become to now showcase this in the marketplace in a way that demonstrates a higher level of not only authenticity, but it really is an embodiment of a higher divine expression. And without getting too spiritual or too religious around this, but I think it was important to focus on that because it is within the divinity of who you are, is where that higher level of mastery comes through. It's where you are able to express yourself in artistry. And as we've been talking, and I've been sharing the concepts from expressing the artistry of you, and how we see entrepreneurship, the journey itself, as this canvas, and this canvas of us creating not just the empires and the products that we feel called to create, but this has been about the evolution of who you are, becoming the best version of yourself in the process. And within that you are a work of art. And then your business, your entrepreneurial journey is just the masterful representation of your evolution. So that's what's being displayed in the marketplace, and it just makes me extremely excited because it's something I've been doing for myself and continue to do that. And then as I continue to share it more with others who are now seeing the benefits, and this is where things are going versus where they have been. You don't ever have to worry about being a brand that's stuck in tradition or not being able to move your craft in such a way that makes a strong connection to your market. Because when you begin to flow as an artist and a brandpreneur in this way, It levels you up. It changes the game. And your frameworks begin to shift so that they are able to exude more of your unique factor. And this is the part that your ideal audience has been longing for. They have been craving. And there's nothing like this in the marketplace. There's no one like you in the marketplace when you show up and express the artistry of who you are. I love a quote by Bruce Lee. And he says, always be yourself. Express yourself. Have faith in yourself. Do not go out and look for a successful personality and duplicate it. When you are showing up in this higher level of brand expression through authenticity in brand-preneur artistry, there's no way to duplicate what you do. There's no replica of you. That's where the phrase about the mold has been broken. God broke the mold when he made you. This is what begins to be expressed in your uniqueness. Showing up in your own brandpreneur expression as a masterful work of art in the marketplace. This is just beyond exciting. So there were a couple of questions that I had asked you all to sit with, and I'm not going to go through all of those that are in the publication, but there are two that I want to revisit, and we'll have some discussion around it because I want to hear what your thoughts are, what came up. So one of the questions was, what desires to be expressed from me as an entrepreneur in the present? And then the other one was, in what creative ways can I express my brand-preneur artistry? But there's another one that I want to bring up and hear from you all about this as well as you reflect on this particular one, is what is currently evolving about my brand and entrepreneurship. These are very important to answer and to anchor because it's going to be about where your evolutionary journey has brought you to at this point. That's going to help you to not only present but reflect the epitome of your brand expression as a brandpreneur work of art in the marketplace. So the last question, I'm going to let you all answer that since I didn't throw that one out there during the session earlier. So sit with that one, and then we're going to start talking more about that because I want to hear from you all. But at this moment, I just really want to say thank you because you all have been phenomenal, like rock stars in this and taking your branding to the next level in ways that are just far beyond anything that's being demonstrated in the marketplace. And as I mentioned before, this celebration in the sense of the new release of Expressing the Artistry of You, the epitome of expression for evolutionary entrepreneurs, the Creation Journal Planner, because it is all about you creating the canvas of your evolutionary experience and leveraging that in the marketplace as a brandpreneur artistry in motion.